Mamenka will say Yashasi and Rada year 22 under review. Dear Yedi EBPJ Muni and Nedia, have this conversation. Ghana, Sitna Brabo, Ghana sectors, no Ghana Munipa said the Nyoma Esiko and the Edisankome. Larry Dugby, Herald Democratano, honor ye SEM4. Sansa Evans Dakonso, the finder Democratan, so also SEM4 Nafi. ABC News, ABC TV, CEO. Gordon Asari Bedia Konsu Ewansi. Tilari Mamisan, Emma shown common as on roads and how we felt the impact and the challenges and probably other areas. I'm also just to say the ministry should take a particular attention.
Oh, I think sir, not you go as no sooner way.
Cold break.
Go far away by was it?
I
think we have too many talkative ministers in town. What you need to do is you have to be seen executing the job. But I'm preparing no Kasana does too much. Okay. Kasana also, we kind of hear of the minister talking more than executing the job. For some time now, my observing roads are Medina and Adenta. The roads are bad. The roads are really, really, really bad. In one moment, you are trying to swerve away a friend saying pothole. Another car is also swerving another pothole. One year, you ram into each other. So, I mean, what happened to the way that policy now to be filling potholes? Why? What happened to that?
Sir, and she down
these are urban roads.
Yeah.
These are urban roads. These are urban roads. The same man a while ago said, listen, which one? Or say Roto, Yangibium. And that the money is not, there's no, whatever the country is making out of it, it's not significant. And he spoke confidently and eloquently about it, condemning that whole program. Then months later, he comes and says, listen, we are going to go back to that same thing. But this time around, we're going to, Ghana is paying one of the lowest tolls in the world. And that it is going to be automated. And after the automation, then it's going to be increased to a certain level.
So private sector participation, that will necessitate the need for a build, operate, and transfer. So clearly, one of the means are too.
Where was this idea before the termination?
But the road toll has it been terminated? It's on hold.
No, it wasn't on hold.
If you read
suspended,
it's been suspended. It means I can come back
indefinitely.
Yes. Which, but
yeah.
If it has been suspended, probability of coming back in 50-50 and
yes, it means it can come back.
Okay, so probably.
Are you sure you are not doing postmortem rationalization?
No, but the word was suspended.
Listen, the man spoke
we should go.
Listen, we are not making any money. We are not making anything.
That's a fact. 71
to
about 100 million a year.
Elvis, we are using English language. No, we are using English language. Yeah. He described it as nuisance. Nuisance. And then even said, we are not making anything significant out of it. Okay. Precisely. That is what he said. He condemned the things. Listen, no Bianco, no Bianra. I mean, and that since it was taken off, traffic has reduced considerably, and that there's no traffic on. I mean, traffic now is most of those roads. No, the traffic is gone, and so it will not be back again. Then months later, The man brings it back. And now, so then how people are rationalizing it, saying, listen, he did this because of the e-levy. He did it because of e-levy. And that Ken had gone to a parliament and then announced the thing. Within hours, even when the budget hasn't been approved, quickly, a key component of it, you've terminated it. Physically challenged persons are not, Ejuma or all those areas, you sent them home. They complained for days, months, and I think they are even still complaining that they had not been paid anything. Oh my, Kasano adores more than the work, more than, well thought through policies that benefit all of us. Was it sure said the money that people were paying for those roads, the money were not, nothing significant was being made out of it? In any case, was it just Ghanaians should just pay? What was the program around that money? So you awarded contracts to private companies to collect these monies for you. They were making profits. That is why they employed people. That is why they kept running the thing. Anytime you bidded for it, they put in a bid. Am I lying?
But
and so they were making profit out of it.
71 to 100 million a year, though you may say not significant, it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, 71 to 100 million can do something.
But in any case, who has audited that whole program and come out with, let's say, okay, what the minister is saying, was true. So you condemned it. Then you want to bring it back, and you are bringing it back saying that, listen, at a higher margin.
Because
yes, I agree. Then people kept complaining, saying, listen, are you sure of what you are doing?
So the level of resistance that e-levy was met with, a shaky about projections.
Again, what went into that? What was it? The thought process. Let me put it that way. What they are doing, but one for said no. This one, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Let's do it. You shouldn't do. People should be willing to pay. Do you understand? People should be willing to pay. You said, oh no, now. The debate went on and on and on. You are not listening to anybody but yourselves. You even said, listen, you're not going to IMF, you won't go to anywhere, you won't seek any bailout, you won't do this, you won't do that, we have the money here and so on. Meaning you have thought through, you've done your research, you've passed it through all the debate. All the various friends saying policy cycle. So you just don't throw the thing out there and thinking that people will buy into it. People didn't buy into the thing. In there, you were also terminating way, President Roto and so. And he even went further to tell us that, most of the toll sessions, he was going to convert it into lavatories.
No, see, and yes, he was.
Do you have the sound?
I think so. The Jackson boy, the audience by MC Obi in the interview, no, because how is it possible, say, to just go and look at the more specifically what he said?
Like
no, also exactly side and side.
So he was going to condemn it, and use it for urinals. So
no, not that specific, but you're careful. And said I could put it up.
No, that's what he said.
And then the SEC one idea to boot, the risk involved in quality, so the no sane person will do that. But what's it? Obey design those things along the road. Baby, a bit to me, that rest stop. In fact,
which things?
The word is rest stop. Rest stop.
Which things?
In place of those boots,
that was an after explanation.
I think so.
The initial interview, he said that they were going to use it for
those things.
But he didn't explain that it was going to be rest stops. The media reported as he said it. So when it became controversial, it was called for clarification.
I think that is when he came to explain himself.
So he explained that it's not like the actual boot that are currently there, and that they want to use like a rest stop and build facilities alongside the road where people can use. And then you use the word. The initial word was like, but
still
upon further explanation from him, and they say it's supposed to be like, we are now rest stop by the side.
Okay, Larry, get you.
Oh my, Kasadu draw, Kasadu baby.
And top on call.
And you know, exactly. People were just asking that, listen, this monies that you're collecting, use it for the repair of the roads. I mean, maybe come in Chrome, Ufa way, motorway, Utia, Udu where,
as a matter of fact, we're used to the toll.
Bridge.
Exactly.
At Timpoku Bridge.
Yeah. Exactly.
Before I feel now,
yes, but me call straight, me call flow. So I think after Dowenya or something, you pay. So and then after we do Sugako Obetia. Okay. And then Ufa the other road to Afienya Obetia, do at Timpoku Obetia. And you know, and most the road sometimes they be out here there no crano, not pothole down. So people are just demanding accountability. So you could just even have done you could have passed the E-levy without necessarily collapsing that thing. But you collapsed it with, Casa Bebre, and then you issued a statement and said, I mean, that statement is there. I mean, you want to implement you are bringing it back. Any shame.
But road network in the country, I want something to say, I a bit improved.
It's because it's not improving because they are not paying the contractors. Most contractors are complaining. Contractors are not being paid. Contractors are not being paid. I'm even told there is so much pressure on the road fund as to how they exactly. So every day pressure. Every day contractors are going to the Ministry of Road demanding payment. Road fund, they are demanding payment. So even if you hadn't collapsed this road tollway, they could have mobilized some money from there and then use it to at least sort out maybe the smaller amounts, while you plan for the higher ones and so on. Our road network is bad. Even within the city, I've just cited the example of where Medina Adenta, it is bad. And so, Minister Ekasa too much. I mean, Kumasi is also another way area. So, Ufi Kumasi Beni, how is the network, the road network there?
Oh, I think so.
Kumasi is improved.
Massive
Atonsu, Agogo, Ekwa, Kosi, some of the areas.
Yes.
Okay, how about the Kumasi Metropolis?
Oh, the more the name in fact, face no. One of my hojo. I came from the only yesterday. What the first one of my hojo side Hunyana, the Yamana. That be the driving.
Former area.
Wow, she will give my head. But I mean, the many who Kumasi dear as compared to last year. Look, 2 years ago. Me cover program be now on my page be the about me echo program be town hall meeting okay university. Baby na ehim for tie. Enkomo na ekoso nyina na ya kwan ho nkomo. If I don't know Bant Mahine and na e be represent otumfo e was our program na say. Bant Mahine sorry so kasa. O man asem wo kan nyina eye kwan ho asem. I think 3 years ago na bibi zita. Eye kwan ho asem. After that no me hu improvement. Bebre ewu Kumasi a obi ka Oliver Twist dey obi sa mo ba me krum kwan dey still ne o man nyanye me ne obi krum kwan esu kwan
Yeguso
obuguso ye ho
for bra ya bre no
and na dey ma won to me nana
Debbie and won't be
and no go to be and never say go to be oba so on the list be say edime dey some every was setting what question topic be say so otimi ka tree ho asem and you busa bed ho asem it is a won't man edina but the thing is that say 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 dey metitia
me kwa no raise me what about raise another issue it's been a problem with the ministry and the Ghana. We need to find a solution. The last interview road fund a papa no afenyo marking, or can say the system be between place to say a Anglo Gold contractor. You are guaranteed that sign a contractor. So by the time I'll be your contract, they say 2 weeks or 3 weeks after, Papa. System and your problem be a final obi dika obi abind obi ka okwan ho atra NDC MPP Canada so ho
and your system will be in place availability of the money.
Well, it's not just about availability. Sometimes distribution of the money, even when it's available, sometimes it's also another problem. That's why
the issue is
how about kickback?
No, the issue is
all those things are part of the system.
There are two
of course, you cannot run away from that. In fact, I engaged the minister immediately. Emaneka say surprisingly, you won't conform more ministry or na krana. Omo ankasa here contractors omunim de ekoba. Omo aye adwuma na they say assigned to amount for. So between him say kase mumbeji musika krana. E say so no ano ana here adwuma na bebre akeka our system. So it's a whole issue.
It's other na aka was system because sika ni ho me mum de
until the lecture the lecture say wo ankasa wo ye adwuma road ministry.
Okay.
Wo ankasa ma ho contract. E bra so say payment. E be na wa ba payment.
And said what boka. And that's what they say because if you cannot,
and now they are going behind the scenes to even check contractors are ministry yes system no
but the thing is that why are they now going to go behind the
they are doing classification
they published it last week
contractor be so a wheelbarrow or class A job
that what the name the page some of me and that's what the document
certificate no bro that I have this certification
but Omayeni what went on during the bid process
so that is why we have to look at our public and civil servants there's a problem don't him if you go details pana the minister plays a lesser role in some of these things
when the minister
public servant
so you know the problem now the problem is that even certification ebinum raw for so process be anko through ya stamp na and they say A class contractor obeko A class contractor no
I think say they don't go post a different
those are weaknesses by a better address but let's only talk about the state of the rules
to ask na ba you road to na omutwem no me ebesine me ntiase da many minister enyadwen
when we enquire by what the release said Rotona is on hold
can
maybe
you can you
no I think
maybe your disagreement to be that Larry can say adia Larry say adia budget kura no yen kinkan you take a major decision
you know so one kasa budget mu nti no was suspended
okay
wa more budget din
okay
what you say no Janet
say the baby out of February
but let us be fact
so minutes after the budget was read
everyone releases
and then the man wasn't even in town at the time
no he
was not
yeah I'm saying he was not in town
when he released that statement wa more budget din that then you read the budget and then will be angu it is the budget na ku ni ba ko hwe kumase kwan so kubase na road to wo na to boot wo hodo ma you don't ma ejito but oban say we are so botwasa omayisa to eyine firi hodo mo omayisa to boot from almost 2 years ago ya budget bia na de buy o man ko parliament minister na nkasa wo that authorities obetimi a suspend but me dey say
announce I'm sure say somebody can send it to us right now
which one
announce that listen whoever has that state minister in statement
yeah no mo hwehwa ba in fact I think Mohammed Achor say I should stop rationalizing the man's words. He said after the collapse of the toll booths, urinals could be erected in their stead.
That's what he said in the interview. But upon further interview, he then
clarification.
He came to we are not the one rationalizing it. He came to rationalize what exactly he wanted
to say. And young folks also on his part.
And young folks also on your part. Go highlight on also next further explanation what they buy.
Exactly.
Oh man,
Larry. Mama Keka ade ba kuma Larry. Mama Keka ade ba kuma.
Sir.
Mama Keka ade ba kuma Larry. O say.
When up
Alex Tufo say. O man you have been praising the roads minister all the time, but why do you allow Larry Dugwe to say what he's saying about the minister. That way you come on here, it is one minister or I praise the minister because Makofa inside Kumasi, Mako Eastern region, Mako Radrabin, so region, Beura voter region, parts, Mako Takradi market circle interchange or more. Sad Mabos and so about Omocha was Beura motorway here, so far shop Cassiana, a war round about 2 million. Yes. That's serious crime. If I had to hear crano, I to Hayano. I had to have you, because you had been near Cotope could be
Minister, announcement.
I'm on 42 coin more. Okay, it's different from serious construction work going on.
Minister. And as a buy side their basse or money private person be that collaboration is say or mo be ye kwanya or mo the road to basis so
automatic say me from sika me check
and peculiar to Ghana even in the United States
all over the world build operate and transfer they say
and no me idea say kiaya da by 7 too late I feel no more I come alive to sign the Maria or more implemented in 10 by see you know say some man teach the mumba a best in any pabia just say or more I buy aside the road to sayaba and no man and rich mutual moon but that's
not the case.
That's not the case. Very different because and your kwanya
abanya na
ye temamoto we win say abanya kasa ko penisika. That's what I besia baby. That's a baby to besia na. Wa ya won fa road on fa toll booth emisi su bi. Na momo say abai kon ekohu bi South Africa.
Ankran.
Ekohu ankran e wo baby. That's what they ke bom say ankran for sika beye motorway man dia. Ade chia e di toll booth besi so. What I say, that is the difference I was saying. But however, me kwa mpo de me gitum say I was a toll booth be a side back. Baby man do no. Thousand Ghana cities go move over. We go bonfia no wetin. 1,000 Ghana cities aban ho kire no. Aban ho kire to the extent say. Ni sika semu asa na make no. Eti aban nya 1,000 cities na kwampo a. Janya secretary ne beje. How much was 78 million Ghana cities? How much 100 million Ghana cities? Aban here sika bia. Eti legitimate means bia. Yango kwana nsa mfa ho kire bo emma nipa so. Ba bia ebe ma traffic esi. To the traffic wardens me no ana me sabi ko jana uti omuka na ayere kaswa de traffic na ba ho na mentiase ada na police for and MT for no say ken omuntimi enko no mo handle situation no it is sad ne de me na there was no justification for it. However enya bawi aban say and ye ba ken ka de bi kire ye and them on a port or the ban on say you so omutu the ban on omutu the ban on say well they should bring it back. Na say a 10 person this face need to some local one city omo fantum enya de be ha nipa bebre sa aban here sika because Ghana for no aban was cow woni cow we can't wait. We always say you hampuntu nyuma na edebe de be say hampuntu nyuma no
you know you can only improve. Do you understand? I mean obia anywhere when you do 15 years, then the next moment our friend on us will maybe 10. Do you understand? No, you can only go forward. Do you understand? So, and with policy making, most cases, it is not just you who is making the decision, but then there are others. I mean, the system has provided, the public service, you know, has made available friends and experts who are at your disposal. So that decision be taken, you are taking it from an informed position. Do you get what I'm saying? But say, I mean, and then who can say the next day who can be before fraud? The next day you are saying something else. I mean, look at the debate we are having over this. Yes, a budget was read, and then the next moment you issued a statement when you were not
come organized, come clean.
Parliament debated this thing. I remember the Speaker of Parliament says, "Listen, the budget hasn't been passed And so you can't. It hasn't been debated. It hasn't been passed. So you can't do something that has been captured in the budget. Also, why? Do you understand? And then he went on to a point where he now had to come and rationalize it and say, "Do you know something? That thing we have condemned it completely. We are no longer going to use it, and then we are going to convert it into urinals." Do you understand?
Yeah.
Then he moved on.
The Herald, the Bokata.
Then he moved on from
The Herald, the Bokata.
to where Elvis is now. Says, "Oh, you know something?" The man said he had to come and say, "And your boots, you know,
why are we all doing this? Because
understand?
Larry, his position is always to put Ghana first. Let me give you a typical example. I know yours is even worse when you are in your elements. Larry, Larry, listen to Larry, my brother. You have no idea what these people have done on the PDS. Yeah, our monies have been spent.
No, the truth
our
is,
monies are there. We are losing.
The whole money say, "Oh, mine."
Yeah.
Minister no, I say Bonabaso. So why you because nam so many areas. Utum say a coin. Either say a ye and ye coin. But the problem is Ghana ye coin na quote ngusun a dosu. In fact, Yamayati says we have only about 30% of all roads in Ghana.
Elvis.
And quota was.
Elvis from your friends Atimpoku.
Atimpoku.
No, I'm saying. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm not finished.
Do you know what I'm saying? This.
No.
Oh, Larry. I'm not. Anytime in Ghana, do you understand? No. Is it?
I'm sure his.
No. Is it? You are getting it wrong. At least we have to say that I had a wire.
Yes. I'm sorry, I come here.
Oh man. And I'm saying that the man is talking too much.
Because in the Ukraine, a crime be brave. No. Minister no ayade. Minister no on the problem about communication. And there are some gaps why involved in yes, we have to point it out to him. Say, me de biana me kase as a minister me nya and can focus on the juma no ma obi nye den onye ne kasa mafo. Because me hu say oyobi a say o pese unya na obetumi a provoke no easily. Emma oyobi so o provoke no sisi a obeken bibi ama ebe news worthy. Enti no ene dey any weakness I say, but I say Ejitum say for the 6 years now on why in charge in Suno, a lot of roads have been done. Even the quality of the roads are under his regime. No, to me, I'm more impressed about the standard of roads under his regime. And they say to me, Bonabaso say Ejumani de woye, but Ghana no say only 30% of roads and a quota was and there you expect a majority of Ghanaians be catch say omu kwene enye. And I send a Larry Kano. Me who come to me for Sabdine or Volta. Sabdine any Esojaman or Eastern region and a share border. Now, Ura Esojaman send your can from Atimpoku. Kwaya Obenam Susan, Dakofa Skuma. Now I cofa Anumboso. Ekopie to Palema copie Germany, Afriol Macopie to domain a very bad. In fact, they are me in Tias from Eskuma Junction. EBPA to Parliament Omudi contracting for about 3 years now. Contractor no acquire so who say Jumano or now onye. So far no gates can what me or quine no. And yeah, was a good class of best spread no and refu anyano so. Enti once I ebon abaso Jumano. In fact, I say obian on some of the contractors because many come quine so me do am in Tiase because acquire their contract. From before 2020 election, before 2020 election, that contractor no acquire so. Never do ene. The Juma contractor na ya say what we gata afa acquire no. Na me na make catch no. Anya wa se gu nyina. In fact, we enrefu anya no so na. Acquire no te say porto se nam kwan so. En so to bless dey to me. Utumi so kwan fin na ya gata.
O man what is dey?
Na aya gata.
What back voters no. A man what back vocal and we was at Danny foot or you was at Danny to crew. No, I saw to me share from to Parliament to Pebe a very bad road. 2016 now Abaya was so adding my contract. Abaya ended Abaya and a contract and a parking in Yama.
Okay, so
contractor be back when
no so but I've gone into my archives. Now, it's a 26 July press release for immediate release. Clarification of the finance minister's statement on the collection of road tolls in the mid-year budget statement. Following the presentation of the mid-year budget statement of the government of Ghana for the 2022 financial year by the Honorable Minister of Finance, Ken Oforiatta, on Monday, 23rd July 2022, the Ministry of Roads and Highways has noted with concern reports in some sections of the media and various discussions of the reintroduction of toll collection in the country. The ministry wishes to state for the avoidance of doubt that the finance minister, while speaking about the financing arrangement for the Accra-Tema motorway and extension project, stated that when completed, the CA concessional agreement is expected to be approved by the PPP committee, cabinet and parliament. The completed road will be told to recover the whole life cost of the completed infrastructure, as well as pay lenders and provide a return for equity investments. He further stated that all PPP projects must be self-financing and will be told. The ministry wishes to state categorically that the government has not reinstated toll collection across the country. We further wish to clarify that the finance minister's reference to tolls in the budget review was in respect of PPP road projects only. The ministry wishes to reassure the public that the government will continue to use innovative means to finance road projects across the country. And it's signed Nasser Ahmed Yate, Head Public Relations. And this is dated on the 26th of July, 2022.
This from who?
This is from
ministry? This from Road Ministry.
Road Ministry, yeah.
What he granted? He granted an
Ministry of
interview.
Roads and Highways. Yeah.
The minister granted an interview to Joy FM. I think speaking on the same issue where he said, a higher technology and other things were going to be introduced. Maybe let's listen to that. Let's watch that video and compare it to
the release.
No.
The release.
This is
an official release.
The current budget.
But the minister's statement.
This is the current.
No, our deductions are from the budget.
This is the current budget issue.
And they are clarifying what was meant.
This issue cannot be rationalized. Nukre wo muni say. Roto say who can about roto sir. I didn't teach you say. Yeah, Jessica no. They are maintaining rules.
Yeah.
And say na also me en Jessica no. He na buy benyeska the maintenance on rules. And say na kan
aban so kofa. Aban through the Ministry of Roads no. Say be kofa enipa won osika o.
David na make say e kwan dia organize say maintaining no.
Okay. Anything
I wrote to say about man we must say ye jisika abai ko fa ye sika de ye kwan a maintenance ebe ya asementi no yenji toes kakra na kan ye fanye maintenance on roads across the country. Ntesi na wa suspend say me yenji toes no ye net sika de maintenance of roads across the country. Say na ye kin 71 million oba ka say no so but o man 71 million yes ka to a o ebet me ye dwuma bi.
Many greetings to Larry and Co. I am listening with keen interest and learning lessons. That is democracy. Very healthy and beautiful. Kudos to all. Thanks. Wofa Akwesi Amakwata.
Maintenance of the roads across the country.
With keen interest.
If there are flaws, there will current system to maybe believe us and can say find out the solution. I'm up for a proposal. Say, see, commercial minister reacted to a certain position. Commercial drivers were making the argument, say, for instance, Onomurani Ashama Tema. Okoba Bakubia Obetua 2. It is Oko Ashama Tema 5 times in a day. Onotua 2 best 5 times. Obikita V8 on a Munkran Chrome the whole month on 5 V8 Nimpi. On Tuato Biama Bang. And to move say system NFA. So based on that, the drivers were agitating. Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, COPEC, actually backed the drivers, say the system is not being fair to the drivers. And if that is the issue, this is the suggestion, but okay. Say, you see, Kabia Nam Kwanswa, you be maintaining Kwan. And instead of road tolls, no, I don't know, in fact, a certain amount and to DVL first call for roadworthy. And so long as you are going for roadworthy, you are paying for road maintenance. And instead of road tolls, all the two roadworthy swap, and there will be a gun and and this complaint of say because VA tax non crime for 1 month on Pierre that into Nanka there's a way of getting those people to be able to get the tools. There are also suggestions say one of the contract number say 71 million. System ben na omana ka say to make sure say that accountability thing say best thing say and they contracted sniffer automate all the toll booths. This are broaching a can do one machines na edge and they will be in our fair action bottom. There were other options are possible to be exploited anchor the weakness say if our system tank enough money no you bet me because we have 36 toll booths across Ghana. 36 now can them say 71 million. 71 million how they say in the scheme of roads no or no extra but some money
your mind so so crooked and so bad
one more big contract
sir bridge toll shows a toll
and way bridge
yeah shamani bi adia omo na
say all the technology see hwa obetumi anya toll boat no car no do otema habo ale na obesi toll boat no motorway and then habo na no dey ntumi si toll boat then way car na ngs kan so na wabetwem since there are several ways other countries have done
but it's strange the number of cars overload that here another one mature the kind of people
I know that's what I'm watching
achimotade cars na bubu asie car no load free airport
yes
yenim ye bibia you don't care
say the right now camera be chill just say surcharge I dey toll so the next time we nye biom it's about enforcement and trying to find out any loopholes no and the question is if you automate all the toll booths na ni pay ni hwa esikane encost rana and our suggestion is you for a certain amount and two roadworthy so into obi okraka organa bia beto ekita about 2 cars organa cover 3 million cars organa cover 3 million and this can see obi 100 cities flat for road toll for a year multiply by 3 million.
I think say you don't know
how much money
name
o just say
road toll
o just say
kasa obi a we use care bia I was so much change din
o just say you see how much money you are going to make from that and then the whole thing 171 million to 100 million and no one there are other proposals ebi aka o chitu muso okay ye nyi road tolls in no say anu obi a kraka be akoye roadway there because e kwan bia onam so bia no we expect aban ba be ye kwan no enti obi a road oba renew the vehicle bia 100 cedis for maybe saloon cars maybe 200 for SUVs.
But what punishment is also there for contractors? Larry, omubu complete.
Maybe the point is, I make an say,
inspected by Yankasi engineers.
I make of late, no, no. So me share the standard and the thickness of the way. I am happy because there were times 6 months and so tobacco pena. And minister, no, the problem of this kind of the solution is say best scrap to boat no. The solution is say can we bring technology because as someone can say concessionaire ba be adwuma we ya kan concessionaire dey no ba be adwuma obeboka and to implement the kind of technology making sure say obi antumi wie ni sika say ultimas here and that na say private person be build kwan there or no better institute the technology make sure obenya ni sika na buy to me. And some of these just excuses are yet taking certain actions we are not ready to do the hard work to get a solution to the problem. And the media doing was solution. So now see concessionaire the toll booth now see we are not reintroducing tools. Say the same Ghana and Ghana for the betia. And then our person say we are not reintroducing tools. It's the reintroduction of the tolls back to the road system. Okay. For 20 years as a concessionaire. And the Ankasata my GPA and Scarina. I am so running port for 20 years. No one fancy or more cancel hand over to Ghana. And the concession arrangements in Ghana there and now the fufro. And to say a conforming my motorway for 10 lanes. Now a man sonji tosa. Can I say a private person or no a boy no be charge crano? Maybe about 10 times the age. And to say I catch the Ghana from Mamuti says okay. It be a private person at the bar or no be charge over 10 times. buy person double amount no fixed technology no making sure say sikana contractors na dem mo feel say accounts no mo yen scan so ano ye the technology be share machine ni penjiska no bi antua electronically na nka banya ne sika aka buy benya maybe 200 million e bet me ye bibi enti say o scrap roto no there meaning the enya adwin ba me krom kwan no so there from a soldier man esikuma through Enum to Boso.
Contractor was so.
Me see from before 2020 elections. Contractor me need him. But
wow, shit be our news contract. Just tell us.
Sir, Equino from Enum from Eskuma Junction to Enum to Boso to Parliament. Contractor from before 2020 elections.
Okay.
Equino a death trap.
So even to be fair
to
the situation, if the minister is listening as he has said, yeah. The contractor on the road don't provide the MICC.
Yeah,
on provide explanation. Oh, but clearly there's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's not.
No, it's not a big deal.
On provide
on my reasons why maybe
before 2020.
Before 2020.
Before 2020.
The contractor was one guy.
Maybe they put them in crew no. Minister me me offer no. O kwa so no kwa yi. O do no offer me. Me wo fast na wo hemfa. Na me so offer me wo kumase. Na me wo ka no se na wa ma yi no. I so offer me ka ni so awo. Etimi ti fast akwan no so. Ekwan ne nye. Time. Ye da ma contract. Okay? Enu ti no omon esa mo achire. Omon mo achire adwuma ne do ma ye. Ba aka bebre so wo ma so mo sa akoso no mo ye. Omon mo achire.
So
but only be sana Elvis kind no went to also but beyond baby offer no.
Oh no, me can up to Parliament from Toja to Bebe. Rough road there near that.
One kasa I don't want
voter is acquiring the EU.
No. One of the biggest markets in Ghana called Germany. Germany is one of the biggest markets in voter region. But meanwhile, the assembly no agent a lot of revenue from that market every market day. Markets are from Wednesday, close on Friday.
Wow.
Wednesday to Friday is very busy.
That's
market.
where you get the best of all your dry fish, Nico.
Wow.
Dry fish are also what we be every Germany. Oh, be there can be bar. Buy every Germany market in a bank.
Omo fancy no so.
Oh, just say. Omo fancy on market. Market are very busy from Wednesday to Friday. But and another shoddy work because President Kufuor time in 24 no the man contract. And no more but contract and any say I can't send them send a Larry can all also dodgy out type. Yeah. And this is contractor before 2020 election.
No, up to date.
Now to now from Esikuma Esojamano from Esikuma Junction.
Only 4x4 you can't travel on that.
Yeah, but that's
it's
not even about Larry. It has gone beyond Larry.
That's what Larry was the problem. So 4x4.
It doesn't change it.
But Elvis they no need.
Because of change shocks last week over me time be buy me can find no so. Prime Minister Chow from a Sikuma Junction. Sa contractor no mpane Chow. Minim de ekoso. Okay,
so
even Asikuma from Asikuma to Ho, it's also equally bad.
But they are working on it.
And the road is very good. Okay. They've done all the way to Soko there. In fact, they are doing that road.
Agbeve herbal for some kind with some Agbeve herbal tea and a tonic and a fever and a typhoid on the Moko pharmacy be a nase herbal shop and nase chemical shop be on your to on them. 0246-595256 and 020-813-0790 and also to last stop a ho anna obe home and they sika ya free adofo no free amano nyina MoneyGram if say over 200 countries ana ohuye ewo honom enti ya adofo nyina no sika omode mane nyina no MoneyGram ana omode fa so dia brave say baby a MoneyGram obia no easy access to the place na for wetimenya bibia kama so make out say Africa Queen mackerel and a oba papa sardine and a oba tomato paste di dwana from January abepim December mejiri ye bekoso ato product be from ba pa de ama ya dofo mackerel no and afi sardine no and the tomato paste no dodo na kasa the 0302 668357 na no in kita ho 0302 668357 na watimi ne wona kasa na afi yakoso aboye dan so na yesiesie dan through Rockstars Roofing. If we send a Rockstars, one no that was almost aka say concerning one individual kwanso koso because one the Rockstars premium coated 55% ALZN aluminium coated and aluminium plain sheets. Prices are very competitive. Name quality there, we don't compromise. Rockstars is so sheet profile included snap lock, self lock, R25, IBR, ADI, and IDT tile sheet and so on. Rockstars as well, variety of colors. And a biansone said the emudrone esitie. Afe Rockstars Roofing, SI metal trusses, all kinds of buildings in Timisho. One nisa and common. Kai hunu say terms and conditions are applicable. A bribe abako number disa and common. Now if you WhatsApp from 0544 338041 and 0243 690402 na watimini one akasa. Safari tissues, yankasa edim. And then the BBF tissue biano. It so look out for a Safari tissue. SAFARE Safari. And no NSODOB be extra absorbent, extra soft, and a size thick, and a besa boa ama. Jumedi bia odidi bia netima koyi ede amount. Safari open the door party ako supermarket bia na se shop bia benwa obenya bi and also contact C Beige Ghana Limited na dodo na nkasa do for 0307 001 975 Ekosiisen Safari tissues tissue masters on our feet make us say esa a wipe clean and a last longer and so Namasa Kyle say the easiest means to pay your taxes Ghana.gov no paying taxes no unim say an obligation to the state inti CBG say omoma nituano I stress free inti both electronic and cash payments for MDs and MMDs on CBG platform is simple. Ubetima pay through mobile *222# with invoice numbers to MDAs and MMDAs. Afe in branch collections platforms, customers can also make payments on behalf of MDAs and MMDAs. And to make your payments through CBG, the best platform for all payments and transfers, both electronic and cash for MDAs and MMDAs. You visit your website is www.cbg.com.gh. Details Nankasa the phrase 0302 216 000. CBG, we stand with you. No Asaka who say if it is not on, it's not in. Ghana Ace Commissioner Semenko Sonka say condom and who on faso. The Bribia does a untimin show also now sa nipa onyomu edim pemwa gra. Don't risk and risk others' life. Always let it be on. If it is not on, it's not in. Larry, any comment before we get to the Ministry of Health and we wrap up because 6 years but we have the next 14 minutes near PJ. That's what can road be and then
Larry Bekade.
Larry in the year Obia all criticized to the sense when your minister's attention say or all ears.
No, did the minister mention his name?
Or specific.
What can I say, Larry? What can be me?
Hey, I'm out for call.
No, person read.
Oh, my lad is starting castle.
No,
No,
many greetings to Larry and Co.
And Co.
Specifically Larry
and Co.
So Larry, I am listening.
Anyway,
Prempe and Kufuadu and I and Co. It's more like a count. I can. What will me do? Like so,
transport in the maybe time no so. Okay, I think to be a far fancy Nasa Cathedral.
Okay, yeah.
Oh man, I don't pass Nasa Cathedral na kitu ebi. Me pese I buying say holidays no moving. On me by the year 2023 no almost siginaye as a government say omonfa aban sika ense na Cathedral no mubim de aban de ahyemu dada no Omahini eye diaka no ejidifu owo Ghana ejidifu owo wiase enna mes peti say trustees no
kaze nyame fa ne sanka makoma.
Oh, no problem. Yeah. Me nyakopod ne sanka makoma.
You want to help?
Yes.
So,
and no me that make sense say every month bia no obi bia wutimi nya sika kakra bi die. Sika obetime 100 cedis per month. 100 cedis per month. You nya 1 million Ghanaians this year 100 cedis per month consistently for 1 year. Obo the project ebe akudu. Aban aye akoto needless controversy. Needless.
Avoidable.
Very avoidable controversy. Ewo Nasa Cathedral no ho a. And then say na nka ehu nya. Nka ba betimi avoid aya de kama. Enti mesre. Sune ade aban aye no. Eye. Mejide se yakopɔ kora ɛso nani sɛ aban aye bi. Aban ewo pepa. Aban also commitment to some person in Nasa Cathedral. It's good enough. Che Basilica where we are see baby bebree. Enya 5 years this is adan no. E born ma 30 years. E born ma 45 years. E born ma 50 years. Nyakopo aso da kese ko yensi nwie. Tambia no you make additions. Now wo ye remodeling kakra. President Kufuado enya service the person in Nasa Cathedral. For me, that's even fair enough. Na say the three code say we sumpo dia say yes or say Christmas munye we. Enti Larry nyame adom Larry so gidi ni. Me catch Larry say ma o manya kopon kana komansa. Ono ankasa kana koma.
Also cement nko.
Ehu hia cement obeso a.
Oye in cash.
Me say every month bia wo tua 100 cedis. Say wo demand Nasa Cathedral na. Me mum de migidi say within the next 5 years you be massive improvement. Emma aban fa timelines and to ho e fancy send the call enku no ho. The current MPP government ade bi no obetimi aya obetimi see Nasa Cathedral ye before 2024 elections. Is possible? And so they should be realistic and alive to the sensibilities of Ghanaians. And ensema enkofo kafa ho. Media mesre me ogidie wo trustees mu se omutisi abonte a me no ka sei omo Nasa Cathedral asase no so omo read Bible 3 days.
Oh
Yes, me from me call.
Are you sure about that?
I'm sure about what I'm saying.
They're having 3 days prayer
fasting.
Yes, asase no so.
Oh, okay.
Yes. You read the Bible, Genesis to Revelation.
Still no with the free Israel by no amwa.
I know they don't.
Let's stone be first can be
cool. I'm saying that I know quite every faith I want to believe.
Jaude Jan, what can be what can I grosso? Are you serious about that question?
Which one?
The one you just said.
Oh God,
me no say
benchmark values in the party.
Let me tell you say the Larry can no a tangent or can gross okay. That's what I wanted to see. It's a media message HD for enhwe na yenka eho asem. Memum de the DBC e ho.
Okay.
Wo any other matters.
What for say health into 1 minute.
Health dear no and me bana me pentin. Me drew a year friend say. Enjiresi. Oh no, we are closing at 6.
Yeah, at 6. Yeah.
There's no time.
Enjiresi. Me who say omu see omu friend say agenda 111. Me as mo drew roofing level krambu. E wo enjiresi. Me tafa kwan no so me hu am say but in fact me do mo draw no e surprise me. Ya no ni say me say ka me ne abanya. Agenda 111. Me say I think say you overly ambitious. Looking at your present economic situation now you woman. Sa o so about abase. Also wakati de minim. So wakati dia
pressure that from.
Oh good.
Adani agenda.
Oh good.
2
say ababa agenda 20 krempa.
If you are able to finish 20.
Say ababa agenda 20 krempa. Mini enya sanketu o. Share president ko 4 time nema as ayi hospital ka CBC. You don't
play with poison. Do you understand? You don't drink it as is. Oh, the mama no.
But President for ma deadline.
Yes, deadline. Yeah, no crap. Baby, a best in them no. A best in the corporate. That's so.
When the proposal say 100 Ghana cedi or 200 Ghana cedi road to yearly renewal.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dr. Dakawo Ewa no say your suggestion of paying at least 100 Ghana cedi, 200 Ghana cedi as road to during the yearly renewal of driver's license is superb and spot on. But will the government consider it, knowing it's coming from? Okay, so he thought it was Larry. So I say, knowing it's coming from an NDC sympathizer. Cry, my beloved country, Ghana.
No, but maybe say me disagree. I just change it. No say road to because road to the.
So just say or the question the people.
And I'm saying change it.
Let me say something quickly reference to that.
Yeah.
When do we come? Or when do we appear on radio and people begin to see whatever it is that we are talking about as somebody who maybe you've thought of the thing on your own, and yes, you have met a certain political party, and I said political party.
I don't think so. It's a non-starter because with your experience and exposure level of in the business,
listen,
I think you should also overlook.
Some of those comments,
because the comments here, I tell you, the comments
here. So don't worry, political party being working.
No, I don't think so. Or MPP headquarters and San Aoba. I don't remember meeting any NDC president before appearing.
Let me just give you a typical.
But we are discussing issues.
You know, a typical example is that the two parties. I've gotten the privilege to visit the Jubilee House just recently. Now we run Jubilee House. Not here. Messiah, a very respectable man. Hey, also Obahabi. The response I gave to him,
in fact, a person man is responsible. It's
a feeling that, and like I was saying, it's a feeling that as an independent mind outside what others are buying into member. Exactly. I found a new way.
Health. No, NDC and MPP for more contest no more.
No, make up briefly about that. Except that Friday. Can we end it up tomorrow? See at all.
In the first week of the new year, we can still do review. Yeah, we can still do year review.
All right, so
but benchmark values no. Say United say I buy we na na adwen say or the benchmark values ba. In 2019 April. And omodi buy. And omo say nyama bia odi ba Ghana bia ya T duty ni so by 50% apart from cars. Cars they are so by 30%. Policy no mo implementing no blanket policy. It didn't take into consideration say then ye wo ye wo man we betumi aye and yes say that policy affecting no. Enti no ebedane echinye wo abane AGI intem AGI said be mu gu oman no because say yetumi ade no ana wo ti duty ni so a eba be forcing the ye wo Ghana into omni aban edisie ni pa but good than traders na e de omani age in fact na Ghana for any that so e de omohwe ni mu say amra aban ti duty so no anka adwadefo be ti ni amabo so omahini omante hwe so wo kruma after Busumi mienza no mo start tutu ni amamu bium ye bisa o mo start no matro mo tutu papa so enti so na ban artist no from April 2019 to March 2022 aban eboka 9 billion Ghana cedis
enti so no
e cost aban 9 billion cedis so 9 billion cedis no am benefit Ghana for e kodwade for bottom. Because sikan ka say aban je e no say matiso with the expectations and kan niama bo ebe conform edwadefo anti niama so okruma 9 billion cedis na ka say kwa aban bottom no e kodwadefo bottom it is a ne aban na je say or reverse that policy minkwa de amahene ni ji asem adentia oforiata ma etiase in 2022 budget say afibia no Nyama import eba akruma you spend $10 billion and the import nyama ba kruma $10 billion or see 45% of nyama na import no ye betumi produce your capacity say betumi yes nyama no kruma that would have been over $4 billion or money be save say you produce nyama no kruma. It is about taking decision way to help local industry Mr. Sosupa who can safari tissue.
Yeah.
When them say tissue in toilet roll spending $100 million annually and the importable kruma.
We answer
Toilet roll tissue is spending $100 million at Ibiana the import. And now so obi na abia factory wo kruma and no yebi. Now so ma sa nipa no import no discount. Na ne de na abaye cheaper than the oil wo kruma. Enti a buy policy wa take decision. Mo bia ma trader bia ndada na say adwade for mo kruma no omo ye wudi for ebinom. Edodo na ye wudi for. Omo to me to nyama bo ma ojo ahunti ase. Aden na mo pocket 9 billion ya ti duty so mo anti nyama bia so kruma. Enso aban say policy me ye free a. Say omo ready na so omo tell say aban say policy na free. But before 2019 say our policy be no so mo import me nyama ba. Ndana na say omo scare say because aban ye free to omo tutu nyama.
Okay, so you have a news now at 6. Larry, maybe your wrap-up comments now.
Okay, Mami Bizawi,
Elvis,
whether AGI is it just a pressure group or these are guys who actually they
think Ghana. They own businesses in Ghana.
What's the nature of the businesses they own?
Production.
Like
most of them are into production.
Anything.
Like what?
Any company that you are doing production in Ghana, you can join AGI. Say who produce it?
Say juice, say cement. Yeah.
Sugar, oil,
pipeline,
Kunfi fruit juice.
Ghanaian owned companies.
Yeah.
That's most Ghanaian.
No, majority of
Ghana Industries. Ghana, and once the company is there, they are doing production.
So the president, he has a company.
Yeah. Before he become a president, why can't
what's the name of his company?
I don't know that he has a company.
But clearly
he is not. He is the executive director. So it's like an administrative head of the place.
But clearly, on course,
that way, as I say, we are not or Jesse, so behind now. Almost a cable met a year.
Of course,
I'm going to produce you. So for Jesse, you can link him up with a particular company.
Yes.
But how about the others?
A lot of them have. All of them. If I to be member of AGI, he is like an administrator.
So it's not just a pressure group.
No.
It's not a pressure group.
I mean,
production in Ghana, producing something in Ghana.
I'm just saying this. We should situate our discussion into the proper perspective.
That's
because most often you hear them talking, and that way they want this, they don't want that, and then but the cost of goods and services are not coming down.
Thank you very much.
OSP.
Where's
your statement?
Was it a kind of say?
No statement. Mentiase, where is he coming from?
In his capacity as what, Anna?
OSP. That means his capacity. A buy policy, I was the buy. And no one was worried. Then, out of the blue, OSP are jumping in. Claiming credit, say one night.
A crime is
statement.
Wait,
or mining.
You ever see a coffee?
And you might demand or shall say,
policy need the in fact.
And you might demand
for nearby.
What statement did you?
We were chosen.
The OSP knows with gratification.
Oh, please, man.
That following is various investigations.
What's your salary?
Why out